Hi guys, I'm at the age now where we go through this thing called the mid-size crisis, where you really don't know which size of bike you need and for the riding styles that you want. I have a perfect bike, the T7, and it's taking me far distances and to rough places, but it has its limits, at least when riding solo, which is what I want to do also. With my buddies, I can take the T7 up anything. Together we will just make it work. But I still have to struggle and use a lot of energy for it. So what I want is a bike that I can, with my buddies, have even more fun with, play around in even more dirt, because yeah, I'm tilted that way. I like to get myself into stuff, but also ride solo and have more confidence going in to explore where that path leads and so on. And with a smaller bike, that is, yeah, it brings up my confidence and I get to see and try more things. So I've been exploring all the different bikes, from the KTM enduros, which I ruled out because I live in an area where I have to ride far places to get to the fun stuff. And I also want a bike, regardless of size, I want to be able to travel with it with some level of comfort. And of course, the 200 plus kilos is what I already have. So I ended up in the segment where we have the KTM 690, the Husky 701 and those kinds of bikes, and also the AJP. It's not a secret, I already revealed it. So yeah, I went down to those. All those bikes that I sort of ruled out are perfect bikes for someone. I chose the AJP over the KTM 690 and Husky and that, mainly because the KTM, the 690, comes from competition enduros, and it still has some genes from that. It's made to be really raced and going hard. And you can feel that in the wheelbase is shorter, it has a really punchy engine, and also a lot of electronics, everything from tilt sensor and riding modes, quick shifter and the traction control and everything. I chose the AJP over those because it has a longer wheelbase, which means it's more adventure style, becomes much more stable, and the sitting position is more adventure-like, not as much as the enduros. So it's a little bit more laid-back bike. Many people go through this mid-size crisis that I've been through, and it's just a bless being through it now. So I ordered myself an AJP. It's a Portuguese brand. I went to the Swedish dealer, AJP Nordics, after I actually had a full 4-day test ride adventure style with the luggage and everything on it the way I wanted, not a round the block test. I have a video of that when we went on this big trip. 4-day trip at least. So I got that avatar feeling, you know, when you connect yourself to the animal and you get sort of the same mind, and that's the feeling I had. And I really like that. Suits me perfectly, so this is not a rule book. Another reason for the AJP is that I have this fantastic place. I have quite a lot of time, and I want to learn to do all the maintenance on it. And the AJP is really old school, no electronics whatsoever, not even ABS. It has this old Husky engine from the 601 back in the days. But it's really simple and easy to work on. So that was a criteria for me also. I don't having multiple bikes, I don't want to spend a lot on service workshops and stuff like that. So I ordered one through the Swedish agent, and I opted to have the box from the factory delivered directly to my garage, because then I get to put things together and get to know the bike from start. I had a few modifications already lined up. So yeah, let's start from there and go through receiving the bike. It's here. I ordered it with the decals not mounted, separate, so that I can have my own decal set on it. Ooh, there she is. Ah, Michelin tracker is on. Great, I love those tires. The tablet. And this will never be mounted on the bike. Rear view mirrors. I have already a full box of stuff that I got for the PR7. Engine covers, oil filters, fuel filter, mount for DMD, fuel cap, remote, yeah, stuff like that. Trail stand, perhaps. Something like that, yeah. There we go. I better Loctite everything on this bike. Ooh, nice. And roll off, baby. And front brake is working. Whoops, what was that? Oh. Ta-da-da. To my little garage. And what's all the hardware? Here we are. So let's take things off. This rear part I will put the decals on, but I will also install the knoblin for my soft luggage here. This is nice. This actually comes with the kit, so I can change that to the shorter one. Shiny red CNC and stuff. How cool is that? Get some try stickers on this one. Blue. So water on here also. Find a spot for it. Match the holes. 1 hole, 2 hole. All right. Rally motor. Robert. Oh, this hurts a little bit. Oh, radiator protectors. Let's see how this works.
Take round it, and I'm just going to slide that in there at the back of the rat brace onto the head of the bowl.
Well, it's very convenient that I didn't have to remove the entire radiators and coolant and everything. And this cap, it's impossible to remove even when it's new. And it won't get better, so away with this. Bye bye. And hello. Okay, so the sound is a little bit on the loud side. Yep, it's working. So I now have this DB killer. I will try that. Oh, I can see straight through this. Now let's try, see if this fits. Well, that was a big difference. I didn't expect it to be that silent, actually. Good for the sensitive areas that I ride, especially here in Sweden and so on. A bit silent, actually. So yeah, I hope I will ride it with like this for a while. I think it's hard to decide, but so far I actually like it. And let's see if it has any effect on the effect of the bike, the power of the bike. Just moving these bikes around is a big difference. Actually, I did weigh them, not very scientifically, but what it's like to pick up these bikes, or at least the forces from when lying down, because when this bike comes this far, it gets really, I can manage it, I can lift it, but it takes a lot more energy for sure. So let's have a look at the weighing and gently put it down. We gotta put her down. let's just lift it a little bit above the ground, just so only the tires are touching. So now it hangs in the air. 104.6 kilos. That's quite something to lift above the ground, isn't it? Like to 45 degrees or something. Up here. 122 kilos. Let's put you down gently. Okay, it's off the ground, just barely. We have 80.5 kilos. Here, 87. So the bike's ready. I'm in mid-November, but just this weekend, the first rides with this AJP, I was so lucky because next week is -degrees and snow, but now we had a fantastic 10+ degrees weekend, and I got out and rode hours and even visited the enduro track, which was fantastic, a lot of fun. And also I could really learn to use the bike in those conditions. And I did my first jump today, sir, on the MX track. I never jumped a bike, and I did. So what a feeling that was. Beautiful. And over the rocks. Lord. Chug, 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 chug. Forest is on fire with the sun. So I've been riding this now, besides the summer 4-day test ride, I've been riding it out now and on the enduro track and everything, also in dark. And good things is just the feel of the bike, the suspension, doing those jumps. I never bottomed out or anything, and it's really plush still. So just potholes and everything, it's just a comfy ride. Compared to the T7, of course, it's a much more exposed feeling when riding. It's a lighter bike, wind gusts, you feel them and so on. But still, it's quite travel-able. And wind protection for me, I guess, I'm in the buffet zone, a lot of noise, but I don't go as fast on this bike when going on highways and stuff like that. I keep it down a bit. But still I keep up the pace. It's really, really stable going 100 kilometers an hour on a gravel road. It's just planted. I think this is a great beginner's bike because it's so easy. It doesn't surprise you. Turns in gravel and things like that. It doesn't do strange things. it's really easy to ride, which is really enjoyable. Yeah, so let's go through the bad stuff on this bike. There's only one potential problem that I've seen on the reviews that remains. If you look at older reviews, there's everything from some fork stuff and hydraulic clutch cylinder and ECU stuff. That's all gone because they improve the bike from generation to generation. And there's no biggies on this that I just bought now from the factory. But I've seen people on all the YouTube videos that I watched, some have problems with dirt getting into the injector. So yeah, it runs roughly and so on because it gets dirt into the injector. And that's a filtering problem. So let's start from the top, replacing the fuel cap to a cap with a bottleneck, because the old one is quite flat, and when you open it, and it's quite hard to open actually, and if you have dust and stuff like that around there it can easily fall down. So with a cap like this, it's less prone for that. I also installed the fuel filtering kit from Googlatech. It's a bigger fuel filter, and it has rear tanks. Even though you fill up the fuel up front, there's a nozzle going down, and here's the fuel tanks, which keeps the center of gravity really low, down by the foot pegs. So maybe that's why it's so great handling. But there's sort of on the fuel pump that is sort of drenched in the tank. You take that out and put the sock on it. This filtering sock from Googlatech, and with the filter. So now I feel that wouldn't be a problem. The headlights, that's on the bad list because it's old style halogen lights on there, and yeah, they're not working. It's not that you can ride trails at night. It's this very warm yellow light that, yeah. So eventually I will upgrade those to LED lights in the front. Generally, I have not heard of any other potential problems or reliability problems. All the parts of the bike, except the frame, is parts from other brands, known brands like Brembo brakes, Sachs suspension, the old trusty Husky engine, SWM. Yeah, so just a simple bike. Other problems, one other problem that I know of is the rear brake. If it's not 100% in order, like if the brake fluid gets just worn down or something like that, and the brake gets squishy, then you hit the exhaust before you get full brake pressure. So you just need to make sure that the rear brake is really in order. Oh, it's already a lot of dirt on this bike. It's a dirt bike. Oh, stones. So thanks so much for tuning in today. And if you're in the mid-size crisis, you should know there's help and there's a solution, and you will get through it. I'm happily past that now, and I look forward to bringing you a lot of more videos and adventures. So yeah, just have to go through the winter now, but I'll come up with some projects for sure. Thank you, have a fantastic day, and see you in the next one. Bam, ba-dam, ba-da-ba-dam, bam.